Traditional history is taught as linear, a straight path from primitive to complex, from cave dwellers to skyscrapers. But many ancient cultures believed history was cyclical. Civilizations rise and fall in great ages or yugas, repeating over vast epochs. The Hindu system, for instance, describes a sequence of 4 ages: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, with each age representing a decline from spiritual purity to moral and societal decay. The current age, Kali Yuga, is said to be the darkest and is just one small arc in an immense cosmic cycle. Similarly, the Maya had long count calendars that spanned tens of thousands of years, suggesting an awareness of vast historical periods far beyond our accepted timelines. Mainstream archaeology places the beginning of complex human society around 400-030-00 BCE, citing cities like Uruk in Sumer or Memphis in Egypt. However, mounting evidence suggests this timeline may be too short. Structures like Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, dated to nearly 12,000 years ago, predate agriculture, writing, and cities, yet they exhibit advanced architectural planning, astronomical alignment, and religious significance. This discovery alone has forced archaeologists to reconsider assumptions. If hunter-gatherers could build monumental temples, what else might they have been capable of? And could Göbekli Tepe be a legacy of something even older, a surviving outpost of a lost civilization? Discovered in the 1990s, Göbekli Tepe shocked the world. Located in southeastern Turkey, this hilltop site features massive T-shaped stone pillars, some weighing over 20 tons, arranged in concentric circles. Intricately carved animals and symbols adorn the stones. What makes Göbekli Tepe so extraordinary is its age. Radiocarbon dating places it at 9,600 BCE, 7,000 years older than the Great Pyramid of Giza. This is before the invention of the wheel, pottery, metallurgy. Who built this temple? How did they transport and carve such massive stones? And why was the site deliberately buried around 8,000 BCE? Göbekli Tepe suggests that advanced ritual culture, perhaps even an organized priesthood, existed before cities and agriculture. The Great Sphinx of Giza, conventionally dated to around 2500 BCE, has long puzzled researchers. But geologist Dr. Robert Soak observed that the erosion on the Sphinx's body appears to be caused by heavy rainfall, not wind or sand. Egypt hasn't seen significant rainfall since around 7000 BCE. If the Sphinx is indeed older than its supposed builders, it suggests that an unknown pre-dynastic civilization built it, one that flourished before the Sahara became a desert. Egyptologists reject this theory, but the geological evidence remains compelling. In Lebanon's Baalbek ruins lies the Stone of the Pregnant Woman, one of the largest megalithic stones ever quarried, weighing over 1,000 tons. Other nearby stones are similarly massive. The Romans later built temples here, but even they seem to build atop older foundations. How were such immense stones quarried, moved, and placed with such precision? No clear answers exist. The stones remain where they were found, suggesting either a forgotten technology or a construction project abandoned after civilizational collapse. In 1513, Ottoman Admiral Piri Reis compiled a world map based on earlier sources. What's remarkable about the map is its depiction of Antarctica free of ice. Officially, Antarctica was not discovered until 1820, and it has been covered in ice for thousands of years. Yet the map appears to show the continent's actual pre-glacial coastline, as revealed by 20th century seismic surveys. How could a 16th century mapmaker have this data? Piri Reis claimed he drew from ancient maps going back to the time of Alexander. Could those, in turn, trace back to a lost civilization with seafaring knowledge and global mapping capabilities? Discovered in a shipwreck off the Greek island of Antikythera in 1901, this strange device contains bronze gears and dials capable of predicting solar and lunar eclipses. It's often called the first analog computer, and is dated to around 150 BCE. Its sophistication rivaled that of 18th century clockwork, a feat completely out of place in the ancient world. Some researchers argue that the Antikythera mechanism was the legacy of earlier, lost technological knowledge, passed down and eventually forgotten. Throughout history, objects have been discovered that seem to defy explanation. The Baghdad Battery, a 2,000-year-old clay jar with copper and iron components, capable of generating a small electric charge. The Dendera light, a carving in an Egyptian temple that resembles a light bulb connected to an energy source. Ancient drill holes in granite structures in Egypt and Peru, smoother and more precise than what copper tools could produce. While some dismiss these as coincidences or misinterpretations taken together, they suggest the remnants of technologies we no longer understand. Nearly every culture has a great flood myth. The Bible's Noah, Mesopotamia's Utnapishtim, Manu in Hindu texts, and flood stories among Native American, Chinese, African, and Polynesian peoples. These accounts often include striking similarities: a divine warning, the construction of a vessel, the preservation of life, and the destruction of a previous world. Could this be the cultural memory of a real event? Around 11,000 years ago, as the last ice age ended, sea levels rose rapidly due to glacial melt. Vast coastlines were swallowed by the oceans, including the Sundaland and Doggerland regions. Could advanced civilizations living on those coastlines have been destroyed, their memory preserved only through myth? Plato's tale of Atlantis, written in 360 BCE, describes a powerful island nation beyond the Pillars of Hercules, modern Gibraltar. He said, Atlantis existed 9,000 years before his time, had advanced technology, and was destroyed by a cataclysmic event. Historians consider it allegory, but the detail in Plato's account, geography, politics, metallurgy, even urban planning, is unusual for mere myth. And the timeline aligns eerily with the end of the last ice age and the Younger Dryas period, a time of sudden climate upheaval. Could Atlantis represent a real civilization wiped out by rising seas or cosmic impact? Ancient Indian epics like the Mahabharata and Ramayana speak of flying machines, Vimana, city-destroying weapons resembling nuclear bombs, and vast celestial wars. The detail is astonishing: descriptions of propulsion, anti-gravity, and energy weapons. Skeptics see it as metaphor, but researchers like David Hatcher Childress and others argue these may be descriptions of real events encoded in poetic form. Indeed, the site of Mohenjo-Daro shows signs of sudden destruction, vitrified stone, and high radiation levels, clues that some interpret as evidence of ancient high-energy warfare. Even well-documented ancient civilizations have vanished without clear explanation. The Indus Valley Civilization, with its advanced urban design, water systems, and script, disappeared around 1900 BCE. Why? The Olmecs, one of Mesoamerica's earliest cultures, left behind colossal heads but no written history. The Maya, despite their deep knowledge of astronomy and calendars, abandoned major cities by 900 CE. The ancestral Pueblones and Asasi suddenly deserted their cliff dwellings in the American Southwest. Mainstream explanations cite droughts, war, or resource depletion, but some suggest these collapses may be echoes of larger cycles, civilizational resets triggered by cosmic events, magnetic field shifts, or internal technological disasters. One of the most striking issues is the lack of direct evidence linking Khufu to the construction of the Great Pyramid. While ancient Egyptians were meticulous record keepers, documenting even the most mundane aspects of daily life, there are no detailed inscriptions or official records describing the construction of the Great Pyramid. No royal decrees, no carving of Khufu overseeing the building process, no hieroglyphs proclaiming his glory within the monument itself. The only alleged link is a faint mark found in a hidden chamber, discovered long after the pyramid was first explored, whose authenticity has been hotly debated. If Khufu had commissioned such an enormous, unparalleled structure, why is the historical record so eerily silent? One of the most compelling scientific clues supporting the idea of lost civilizations is the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis. Around 12,800 years ago, Earth entered a sudden deep freeze, interrupting the planet's warming from the last ice age. For 1,200 years, temperatures plummeted, megafauna died out, and human societies were disrupted. Researchers now believe this event may have been caused by a fragmented comet striking Earth, evidenced by high levels of iridium, platinum, and nanodiamonds found at multiple sites including North America, Greenland, and Syria. If a cosmic impact decimated a flourishing global civilization around 10,800 BCE, it would explain both the sudden disappearance of advanced knowledge and the trauma recorded in myth and oral tradition. Göbekli Tepe, built just after this event, could represent an effort to preserve or rebuild lost knowledge. Skeptics argue, if there were advanced civilizations, where are the cities, the machines, the fossils? But we must consider coastal loss. Most ancient people lived near coastlines, and during post-ice age flooding, sea levels rose over 400 feet, submerging millions of square kilometers. Tectonic activity: Earth is dynamic. Cities can be buried by volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, or slowly consumed by jungles. Material decay: modern structures made of steel and concrete would decay in a few thousand years. A lost civilization using biodegradable materials could vanish almost entirely. Archaeological bias: researchers often ignore or reclassify anomalous finds that don't fit the established narrative. The so-called OPRs are dismissed as mistakes or hoaxes without further study. If we are not the first great civilization, the implications are staggering. Historical rewriting: our view of human history must be revised to include deep time civilizations that rose and fell before recorded history. Technological humility: Our current achievements may not be unique, but rediscoveries of ancient lost knowledge. Warnings from the past: civilizations may have collapsed from climate change, war, or misuse of technology mirrors of our present crisis. Spiritual legacy: many ancient cultures speak of a golden age lost to time. Reconnecting with that legacy might offer philosophical, environmental, and spiritual guidance. The theory that we are not the first great civilization on Earth may never be fully proven, but the clues are everywhere, waiting to be seen with new eyes. From the unexplained engineering of ancient monuments to the advanced knowledge encoded in myths, maps, and artifacts, the past whispers a forgotten truth. Human history is deeper, richer, and far more mysterious than we have been taught. We may be a species with amnesia, standing on the ruins of a greatness we no longer remember. And if we are wise, we will look to these ancient echoes not only to learn what was lost, but to avoid losing everything again.